Welcome everyone to the Bran'sTech podcast. We're excited to have you on today's 5th season episode. So for today, we are having another interview with an amazing guest who's taken their time here to speak with us. Without further ado, this episode will begin in just one moment after these sponsored messages, so please stay tuned. Have you ever thought about hosting your own podcast? Perhaps you already have one. Well, if you're looking for a podcast website, look no further than Podpage. A website design tool helped to create a better experience for your listeners. And in fact, my favorite part is that it allows for each guest to have their own dedicated landing page. That way, you can highlight each of your guests and their amazing accomplishments. I'm proud to have Podpage as the sponsor for the Bran'sTech Catch-Up series. If you're interested in going to Podpage, go ahead and go to podcast.bkhtech.net/podpage. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Hello everyone, this is Brandon K. Hedgepeth, your friend, lifelong learner, and communicator, and I am here again with another amazing podcast interview here with you today. This is a catch-up interview with one of my amazing guests. So let me go ahead and take a moment to reintroduce them. They are a student at Virginia Tech going into junior year, and they are the host of the D.G.L podcast, ever known as Struggle Speaks. Please welcome Emmanuel McNeill. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. It's very exciting. Can't wait to see what we get into because, with us, we can talk all day. So this should be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to get into this. And so, first of all, how are you doing, Emmanuel?
I'm doing good. Just got back on campus. I'm pretty sure, as you can see, my background. I'm in a dorm at Virginia Tech. It's new. It's exciting to be, I would say, upperclassmen. Seeing people have their first day. It's different than you're like, man, my first day was during COVID. Their first day, they're free, no mask, walking around. So I'm enjoying it all.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying it and that you're enjoying watching other people enjoy their time. So, enjoying all around.
Yep.
So, yeah, but I definitely did want to allow a moment for you to go ahead and reintroduce yourself to the watching or listening audience.
Well, hello, everyone watching and listening. My name is Emmanuel McNeill. Like Brandon said, I go to Virginia Tech. And when it comes to my podcast, I've learned to slowly say I have more of a motivational influencer platform where it's just a great spirit that's supposed to come from it when you're listening. It's supposed to be it's supposed to take over all negative energy going in your body and just create a smile, I would say a push forwards towards a nice day or a nice week. So yeah, if you want to slide over to Struggle Speaks, I'm pretty sure it'll be linked somewhere like that on Instagram. And for my Instagram, you pretty much can navigate to Snapchats and Twitters and things of that such.
Well, awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you here today. And so it had been quite a little bit since we spoke last time. And so how's everything been going for you? I know last time we spoke, I don't even remember when we spoke last time. It feels like such a long time ago.
I think it was definitely during the summer, maybe summer 21, possibly around the end of it. We spoke, and a lot has changed since. I don't have hair anymore, right? I had hair last time. I believe we talked over the cam. So I've joined a fraternity. I got into that. Got into service. Just started a really strong workout journey. Lots of goal setting there. I've had an internship. I'm pretty sure we can talk into that a little bit more later. But a lot of improvement has happened. I've taken a lot of time to sit alone, I would say. That's a nice thing I've done, usually more social, more out. But I think as I'm getting older, I'm learning to take a few more days to myself to just see what I would like for my life instead of just always being out and having the best of time partying, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's I feel like the unofficial theme of 2022 on the podcast has almost been personal well-being and helping others. And so that's really interesting that you're saying that you're able to take more time for yourself, since then, and really explore all around you, especially on the campus environment. And as you're saying before, now that it's returning to, I guess, the somewhat normal in the sense of the whatever we refer to as normal nowadays.
Yeah, man, it's it's just a whole mind blowing experience at this moment every day, especially with the news. I almost can't watch it as much. I don't know how much you're into the news, but you try to stay focused on what's the present time, what's the recent and current events. It's too hard to keep up. It's pretty much like focus on you and those around you, and just hopefully everyone's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, that is quite true. And yeah, like for me, I I occasionally like will see stuff here and there, but I've just been so busy lately. I just haven't had the time or necessarily the desire per se to keep up. Not in the sense of that, like I've completely missed everything. Just more so that, like you said, it's just sometimes it just is so like stressful to read through the stuff. So I'll definitely, of course, stay up to date, stay informed, but I try not to delve into it too much for my own personal well-being.
Definitely understand that.
But yeah, and so since the last time we spoke, how has your podcast been going? And I guess for those of you who are watching and viewing whenever this may be, is that I was just recently on your platform not too long ago, and it was such a fun and pleasant experience, and I caught up to all of your episodes prior to speaking with you, and so I'm so glad I had a chance to be on. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, like I said, during our podcast, or during my podcast that you're on, it's been great having you on there. I would say I might have taken a year off. It almost feels like I sprinkled in a few episodes, but for as far as 2021 fall to like the spring and summer, I took all that time off to think of like a new direction to go with it. Just saying, as far as what do I really want to be intentional about, guests, things like that. What do I want to push forwards? Because I started during the pandemic where it was more of we're trying to show people things they can do and still be safe. But now things are opening back up. So I don't know. I've just had to hit the I would say the drawings again, look at the charts and things like that, and sit down, not just put out anything. So the time away from the screen and the podcast and talking to guests has definitely been sad. So I don't know if you know this, but you're definitely going to be like one of my first guests back during this new season. So podcast is on the move. The platform, as far as Instagram, it's booming. I'm finding a way to be more consistent because I would just share this with you. I love doing it, but it's hard to get up to do sometimes, right? Like in the moment while I'm doing it, when I post it, great. But setting up everything to do it when you're busy already, it's like, man, I could just not. Because once again, this is a passion. It's not like I'm making any money. It's not like I want to, like, making money from a passion would be amazing, but I just don't require that from this. So it's just really just passion driven. And so sometimes if you're just not feeling it that day, I know for me anyway, I won't do something, but I'm trying to be more intentional, more consistent. And that's pretty much where I'm headed with everything.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And first of all, I did do the little research. It was May 20th, 2021, the last time we spoke. And so definitely has been a little bit released the following month. But I guess to answer that, though, I mean, I 100% agree with that. And I think one of the reasons, too, and at the end of 2020, that when I decided to do these interviews more often, I think a part of it, too, was helping me with accountability, because I knew if it was just me doing stuff that I wouldn't be as pressed to get the stuff out. I mean, quite honestly, as much as I want to, I was just so burnt out from doing so much stuff. And I didn't really want to admit that I was burnt out. It was just like, no, I'm fine. Like, the burnout thing was like 2 years prior. But no, it's just, I never took the time to actually fully recover from the burnout of doing it. And so it just sort of like lingered with me for such a long time. And so for me, having people on the platform, I felt more like, okay, well, they're going to be expecting it to, come out at some point. Let me at least make sure it goes out and I can do this properly. So that sort of really helped me. And then hearing all the stories along the way has honestly been so rewarding. And so now having amazing guests like yourself back here has made it even more rewarding, being able to see what we've done. Because it's like, you don't really hear back from a lot of people like on the platform. I know a lot of the listeners are like, I wonder what they're doing now. So it's nice to do this and for us to even catch up as well, because even though we definitely send each other messages every once in a while, it's like nothing's the same as just sitting down and just having a catch up time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Chatting it up is, I would say, the best thing to do, which is probably overlooked. A lot of people do like short messaging as we do, but like talking to folks, I always say communication is just the best thing out. And the face to face, even though I guess this is our new face to face, it still gets the job done. So definitely glad to do so. It's definitely giving me, I guess, that extra energy boost just sitting here right now and to like, I don't know, have more conversations, be more social, and just be more vibrant.
Yeah, that is quite true. And I like what you were saying earlier about the social media aspect too, that you've been slowly like gradually building it back up and making new content, keeping it consistent. And so I guess what has been some of the driving factors to keep you, repeatedly making content and ensuring that you're actually going to follow through with it? Because I definitely been following it, and I can say I absolutely love all of the great stuff you do. But
I would say it's the viewers. I remember when I first started, I asked people to. I didn't really ask, but I like said if you would like to be interactive, like and share and do things, and like no one was, and I didn't let it get to me, but like inside I was like I couldn't tell if what I was doing was even effective or if like I was wasting my time and whatnot. But now it's like automatic and it's interesting just to see how much it can grow. It goes from only people I know to reposting my whatever I was to post on Instagram or social media, things like that, outlets. It goes from one person I know to two people I know to strangers following me to people coming up to me in public, talking to me about it. Testimony stories about how their day was better, how they like used what I've said to like give themselves the confidence to keep going. And I'm just like, I just sit down in front of a camera and said things, but I meant everything I said, but I didn't see it having that much of a lasting impact. So it helps me to keep going because on those days I wake up late and I'm like, they don't really need a video. That'll be the video that gets like 4,000 views and 35, I don't know, comments. And I'm like, wow, I almost didn't record this. So then I tell myself like, never give yourself the day off because this might be the one everyone needs. So yeah, it definitely keeps me going.
yeah, I 100% get that. Like I know for me, I mean, if, for people who don't know, I actually try my best to check in with a lot of people on a rather recurrent basis because like I said, I don't just ask how are you doing as just a formality. I truly do want to know how people are doing, and so I know like a lot of times, like even the other day, I just sent someone a message like, "How are you doing?" and they were just like, "Not well," and I was able to have a conversation built off that. But so many times we don't ask questions like that, and and sort of like what you were saying, like that one video might make such a major impact, and you came very close to just you know not doing it, and so you really never know like what will make the impact, and so it's just like keep working, keep progressing, and just working towards your goals.
Honestly, yeah, you're right.
So and I know you mentioned earlier too that some of the other stuff you did during your hiatus from releasing episodes was that you joined a fraternity. When did that happen?
That happened fall 21. I joined Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. As we're known, the oldest and the coldest, just being the first black, how would I say this for everyone to understand? Yeah, if you know about the Divine Nine, we were found in 1906. I don't want to get into like a big informational session on it, but they just struck my attention as they came back to the campus of Virginia Tech. And I must say, like, it was more about surrounding myself with people who were moving in the right direction than anything else. Because I think fraternities have a weird light they can be put under. It's like real party driven and real heavy on that aspect of life. But with me, I have all sisters and a mom. So I grew up in a household strong with like ladies, strong black women in my household. But I wouldn't say I was missing that factor because like me and my pops, we get along and stuff like that. But when I came to school, I didn't find that group of guys I really gelled with. So the fraternity life just showed me those guys. They my guys went off to I would say Ivy League schools, master programs. They're like the president of things here. Just seeing guys who move in such success, it's almost contagious. It makes me move in success. So now that I've been hanging out with them, I've taken on even more roles in the school just from interacting with them and mingling and seeing what's options, things like that. So joining fraternity fall 21 has really turned into just maybe a lifelong push for even greatness. Like I don't think I could ever be satisfied and just being where I'm at, because I'm always seeing the people around me in the fraternity and just fraternity and sorority life and things like that just push each other so much. It's very, very nice to be around everyone who wants more for themselves.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to do that and get, I mean, yeah, truly have such a positive influence around you. And like I said, I mean, I'm just so glad that you were able to have those experiences and get and continue to grow with them and have a group to surround you with. That's always an important thing, especially like we said, now that things are returning to a, like I said, a more, I guess, stable and consistent time period where you're able to have some of those experiences you weren't able to really have before.
Definitely that. And I would say I've been able to be a mentor in certain aspects, um, as I've brought in a line as you do when you're in a fraternity, or just talking to guys in the community. So guys will see us, and this doesn't mean like they want to join or anything like that, but they'll see the work that we do, and they just ask how they can be more productive on campus. So it's nice to be seen in that light where I could share wisdom with people coming in, like freshmen or people my age, or sometimes even people older than me. They just see all the work that I've done. And I'm like, hey man, I'm just like you, and you can do this too, and even better, because everyone has different talents, right? So it's nice to give people that push to look like and that self confidence in themselves almost.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to do that, and I know you'd be, yeah, you're a perfect fit for the mentor role, and yeah, I'm glad that you're able to, yeah, to do that. And so for you, are you more so mentoring like fellow college students, or do you have different age groups that you mentor as well?
Different age groups. I've got in contact. I mean, we've been in contact with elementary, middle, a few high schools, but I would say middle is the strongest maybe that we've got in contact with. But it's nice. I don't know how much of a lasting impact, because only seeing someone like once a month, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I would love to make a stronger bond and whatnot, but I've definitely planted some seeds so that like if they wanted to reach out, if I wanted to go back, we could always pick up where we started off of. But as far as the college role, it's like an everyday thing. Like people constantly DM me on my platforms, asking regular life things, and I'm always letting people know like just talk. You can always talk to me, open minded. Not going to judge, and we're just going to get going from there. If I have the time, like we can get going. Like I don't mind sitting down and hearing what you've gone through and where you want to be, and if I can help, I'll help or point you in the right direction.
Well, that is good to hear, and I like that you've been able to work with all different, age groups and everything. And I know what for myself, I started mentoring a high school student not too long ago, and so doing that, yeah, I mean, doing that mentor, it makes me feel like I wish I had a person who I could just, go up and had contact at this age, because I had so many questions and, like I want all the answers. So yeah, so I'm glad that you're able to be that influence for several people and across all different ages. And I really do hope that they stay in contact with you, because you're an amazing resource to have, and I'm sure they're lucky to have you.
I appreciate it. I really hope so too, man. We'll see this upcoming school year.
Yeah, definitely. And so, what are some of the other things that you've been up to during this time? I can't believe we're getting closer to the end of the year 2022 and heading on to 2023 in just a couple months.
Yeah, I would say more than anything, I've been not split, but a little bit in between of passion and just podcast and social media and motivational speaking, because that is, I would say, my end goal in life. I would love just to travel and speak to people, because at a young age I figured out you can get paid to do it, and I was like, you're telling me people put a mic on my hip and I'll just run up the shirt and clip it to the collar, and now I'm paying like I'm the guest speaker. So that's the end goal, but at the same time I want to have a career. I want to experience the job life. I want to get that type of hands-on like activities, right? So I've had an internship the past summer with Whiting Turner. It's a general contracting company. They're national, and they just showed me so much more of what uh, a 9 to 5, but it's not 9 to 5, right? Because we're working on construction sites, right? Where we're pretty much managing construction management. So um, just day to day life working with adults, as we are adults, right? But it's nice to see them and ask them all the questions because they were really my people that I could ask them anything, and they gave me the answer. And they said, "Man, I'm going to be real with you. This is not what you should do, but if you want to, you can." And there are some benefits. So just being able to just feel free and to do it while you're still in college, because if you mess up, it's not like that's your job you're going. It's more like this is just straight learning. So I never went in stressed, and I always went in with like a learning attitude. So it was a great internship I had this summer. It's helped me open my eyes up to like really what is my life going to be like after college? Where do I want to live? Um, like who do I want to work for, and what do I want my working life to be like? Do I want to climb the chain? Because I know for me, I wouldn't want to be someone who jumps around from business to business. I want to have a good steady job and make my way up, and then from there do other things to help people like that. So yeah, it's been a great summer, man. Lots of lessons learned, and I've realized I'm really just starting. It's so much more to get into.
Well, I'm really glad that you were able to, like I said, enjoy the experiences and yeah, and sort of figure out more of what you do and don't want to do going forward. And sort of similar to what you were saying about, yeah, finding a place that you want to work at and that you want to be there and being able to, I mean, stick with it. That's something I've definitely loved too. I guess the new 2022 thing for the past several years has been, yeah, everyone, yeah, staying somewhere for like 3 years, going to next place and next place and next place. And I can't really see myself doing that. I like being able to find a nice and welcoming environment where I'm able to make an impact doing whatever it is I do and just sort of just, yeah, evolving, yeah, through there, you know. I mean, that's just me, but I mean, that's sort of where I would see like myself. So I definitely want to, I guess, comment back to that thing that you just said.
Oh, definitely. I think everyone should evolve, but still have roots somewhere, if that makes sense. Like you're growing, but don't forget the roots and where you come from and all that, your foundations. So you don't just go away, right? Like a tree with no roots, you're just going to fall over. So yeah, I agree with everything you said there.
Yeah, definitely. And I really like what you said there. And even like for you, what you, like I said, been describing over, you know, the past several years that, yeah, that you've been doing is that you've been being able to build your foundation, build your platform from the ground up. And, you know, and then, yeah, later this year, continuing with, yeah, with growing it to the next chapter. And so, I guess what can some people expect when they're seeing the next chapter of your platform?
Expansion. I would say expansion for sure. I've been writing down and taking notes on how other people's run their businesses and whatever they're doing, right? I'm heavy on thinking about having a team of my own, but I wouldn't want to have a team without having the layout of what I want, like the main purpose, right? So I plan to have a team, and then once I have a team and we all know our jobs and what's the main goal, just roll out content, roll out possible merchandise. It's a lot that comes with it. Different avenues, different resources, I would say, right? So definitely plan on having merch. I don't know how quick I can say. I can't have a drop date on that just yet, but merchandise would be lovely. Holding events. I would like to start hosting events for people to express themselves, because I love to see expression in all forms that it comes in, all arts and things of such. Yeah, and then the content's going to get real heavy. I know now, or at least when I start dropping videos, I could do one once a week, but I can really see myself doing like 2 videos a week dropping, and then how would I say a video on like social media, right? On like Instagram. So 2 YouTube videos with the podcast, and then an Instagram video. So it's almost like 3 things to look forward to each week. But that comes with the team. So once I get all that together, I'll post and we'll see who all wants to join.
Well, awesome. Well, I said that sounds pretty cool, and you know, for me, I always love a nice team. So yeah. So like I said, that sounds really exciting, and I'm extremely curious and intrigued by your event idea. So I guess I have to tune in to find out to see how that goes. But definitely, like I said, when the stuff comes, definitely, like I said, send me the links so that way all of my listeners can go ahead and follow all the amazing stuff that you're doing. Because, like I said, I definitely am very excited for all of the stuff you're doing, past, present, future. Because Emmanuel McNeill, you're doing so much, and I just love all of the energy that you have and enthusiasm you have for not just helping others, but for building a community.
I mean, I appreciate it. We ain't gonna get into like the you're doing better, I'm doing better, but you know, we can't forget. Like I'm learning things from you daily when I check in and tune into everything you're doing. All I have to do is hit the link, and then I'm like, man, every time, Brandon, I don't know, like by 2023, you might just take all the way off, right? So, um, nah, I'm learning from you. I'm glad that you're able to notice things I do also. It's good to know that we're both moving in the right direction.
Yeah, well, we're thank you for the compliment, but yeah, we're definitely moving strong together. And one of the things I had learned from when I started YouTube back in May 1st, 2016, and I don't actually know why I remember that date, but one of the things I remember from way back when and continuing throughout the years is that when you find your community, when you find your group, that you all sort of grow together. Where I mean, like you all could have never met or whatever, but it's just like when it's like when you do content, they do content, or whoever. It's like you all grow as a community and keep going, further and as and together, and it truly does. I mean, it does create a community, and it creates a bigger and stronger platform to stand on. It creates that foundation that truly, I mean, it's just so important. I mean, for me, I've obviously my content now is very different from the content I started on, but without that foundation, I wouldn't be where I am today. So,
No, definitely. I think we're in the same boat with that. It's the evolution that we talked about earlier. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
but yeah, but Emmanuel, while you're here, so anything else that you would like to, to say, mention, or anything else while you're here, or even questions for me, the floor is all yours.
I got to be careful with talking about you because we've talked off camera, so I'm not going to bring up anything as far as that. I'll let you let the people in on your information. But no, I'm going to definitely. So we're going to stay in contact as far as that. I would say, when it comes to me, um, I just want to tell everyone just to go for it. Um, if you don't feel supported, find people who do support it, but also learn how to stand on your own because it's confidence in standing by yourself. So then, if you can believe in you, everyone else is going to be convinced. It's going to be some doubters, but definitely believe in yourself. Get other people around you who believe in you, and then go. Like, do it. Do what makes you happy. Take the risk, but also take the time to sit back and reflect on everything that you do, just to make sure that you're not, losing yourself in the sauce because it's a lot going on out here, and you don't want to lose yourself and look up one day and say, "Who am I and where am I?" Right? So yeah, that's pretty much all I have as far as that. And then you can follow the page, reach out, never be scared as far as that. If anyone's watching or listening, Struggle Speaks on Instagram. From there, I'll send you everywhere else. So yeah, that's everything I got.
Well, awesome. And I'm glad to hear that you already, answered the next question I was going to ask it as to link everywhere we can find you. But yeah, definitely best of luck. But before I let you go, though, I did want to allow you to close out with a closing statement. If people didn't take anything else from this, what would you want to tell them? Although honestly, I really think if they didn't take anything away, they need to go re-listen because because you have so many great things to say. But nevertheless, I did want you to go ahead and end this out for us.
I got you on that. Why not make it as simple as it can be? Choose happy because that would be the goal and first step to leading you to your own success. So first, if you can be happy, and I mean truly happy, not mask or anything like that, as far as whatever comes your way, you can still figure out the positivity to keep going. Because that's what happiness is in my eyes. You'll be good. You will be good. So just choose happy, everyone.
All right, well, you heard Emmanuel. Be sure to choose happy and to definitely follow along with Struggle Speaks. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for being here once again, and I can't wait to speak with you the next time, whenever that may be. And for those of you watching or listening, thank you all so much for tuning in. I always appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you so much to Podpage for sponsoring the Bran'sTech Catch-Up series. Use the referral link included in this podcast to learn more. A big thank you, of course, goes out to all of you listeners out there and to our amazing guests who come on out and be on the platform. Bran'sTech has been created and produced by Brandon K. Hedgepeth of Tansson, LLC.